my name's Wang. I studied mass communications at UC Berkeley, and then I went into media and music production. From when I was very little, I wanted to be a news anchor. My paternal grandfather was a police chief, so he would sit down at the dining table, then everyone would sit, and before he eats, before he takes his chopsticks and start eating, no one else can eat. But then the TV, the news would always be there. And growing up, I was just thinking, if I'm that anchor, if I'm sitting there broadcasting news, then surely, I would be noticed, like people would pay attention to me. And I just thought that was a fascinating job. So I think I just kind of held on to that. And when I was trying to figure out my major, I chose mass communications and journalism. I toured as a vocal performance group called Blessed,蒙恩使女, and that is with Taiwan. I was like maybe sophomore year in college. My eventual producer found me. He started to train me vocally, and then he put me together with 3 other girls. Our first year before signing with EMI Asia, we were touring churches, sharing our testimonies. We're going to rehab centers, orphanage, like we were doing ministry work. At the time in Taiwan, there's a lot of fascination with people who are from America. So when we went back to Taiwan and we're this vocal group, we're from the US, immediately the summer that we toured, every concert was a packed house. I don't know how that happened because we were so new. And then we also toured in Malaysia, Singapore. And by the time we got to those countries, we had fans lining up for us, like at the airport. We had these coaches that would daily coach us. They would look at our wherever we filmed or recorded every day, and then they would check in with us. Next time, don't say it like this, say it like that. It was like a cram school for everything real life as a public figure. We just kind of got signed as a group, but we thought we were supposed to be doing ministries. Then we got launched into this okay, now you can't eat after 6 p.m. You have to all be like the same weight. You have to say your average age is 22. It was in direct conflict with what we thought sharing Christ was about. And we were just burnt out. And then I come back and I was all of 26 years old, right? And my whole singing career had already ended because it was just too much stress. We did not know what we were getting ourselves into. And so if you think about that was us at the time. I had to know how to deal with all kinds of press, all kinds of people. And I never even realized that was some of the most intensive training that I had that enabled me to be almost innate with any social situation, to know how to navigate and how to read people. I would go to Taiwan every summer. So that was where I felt like I was gonna eventually move back to have my career in media production. And I was doing my networking there every summer and winter. I even had an offer on my lap that I was ready to sign with ORTV in Taiwan, which is a Christian organization that does English teaching, radio, TV, and music and magazines. I just was set. I was like, oh, this is it. I'm bilingual. I can be in there. They have a vocal group. I can get into that and sing, or I can do production. I was like, well, I have communications background, but one thing I lacked was understanding how education works. That was why I decided, okay, I will take 2 more years to get my master's and learn all about education, and then I can go back again and get this position back. I was led to a grant program that paid for 80% of my tuition to get my master's and credential in special education. And I think it was all God, because I was thinking, okay, well, God, I still want to go to Taiwan and work in that TV station, but if this pays for 80% of my tuition, then I'll just focus on learning about special ed, but that's still learning about education, right? But meanwhile, I was getting all that, I got married, and then I wasn't moving to Taiwan. And then as it turned out, if I didn't work as a special ed teacher, I'd have to paid the grant back. So this shows you that I was in my 20s, I didn't really understand fully what I was, signing myself up to do. All those things are lessons to be learned when you feel and know that this was a path God leads you to. If you talk about crime school that I had as a singing group member in special education, I was put, immediately in a class of 12 kids with 3 instructional assistants. I had to become a manager. I had to work with kids with special needs. I thank God for my training in building rapport with people, right? Engaging, empowering, inspiring people as a singing group member, or sharing my testimony on stage, because I had to quickly learn how to help my students succeed. I got pregnant with number 1, number 2, and then by the 3rd one, I took a leave. There was just, no way I could have children, raise them, and teach at the same time. I think I just became a very adaptable person to all kinds of environments. And my husband is an entrepreneur. We own a few businesses, and I support in the back end now. But I also am very involved in my children's school. And because of my training and my background, I'm able to run the school's music production, there's drama production, social emotional development program, and I know how to mobilize people. All these things I learned, I think, in that few years of cram school in learning to be a public figure. People tend to think a lot about what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna be when I grow up. But as you come to a certain place in life, you realize you're not just labeled with your title. If I took on a path into corporate America, I would have a title today. But I feel like my title, now I have like 10 different titles. I'm a board member here, I'm a PTA president there, I'm a mother. It would almost limit us in truly getting to know whoever is sitting right in front of us.